Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Earth, Ernest here, and today we'll talk about me being Sailor Earth. I made this film many times, but now I'm going to really talk about it. The whole saga really starts in 2008 YL, when I first started having dreams about a time and a stead that I could not, use instead in my mind. And then one day when I was working on my lorry, this shape-shifting stick or staff, whatever you want to call it, shows up. And I don't know, something told me I should take it. So I did. And then I shape-shifted into Sailor Earth. And then I started getting more and more of my thoughts from the past. And then I learned that I was the elderling of the Earth in the past life. But then before I even knew about the rest of my fellow sailor fighters, I was still in the 4-1 Reichs at the time. And I was, doing things, righting rights, stopping misdeeds from happening, or foul deeds, whatever you want to call them. And that's when folks gave me the nickname a Sailor E, and the E standing for Earth, which can also stand for Ernest, so okay, two things in a one. And then by 2009, while the earliest, I was going to had to go to Dawnland to meet up with the rest of the sailor fighters. And I didn't know what to thought? Yeah, I didn't know what to think at that time, or what my thought of it would be, So, then when I do get there, I do meet up with, Serena, Amy, Ray, Lita, and Mina, and Darian, and they were welcoming as me as Sailor Earth. And knowing them, one of the most shocking things that they were shocked is that almost everyone they knew who was a sailor fighter were all women. And I was one of the very few ones to be a man. Now I know that someone out there is going to bring this up and say, oh, well, wasn't it true that Dustin, Jordan, and Jillian, the Free Lights, the Sailor Starlights, weren't they men sailor fighters? Yes, they were. In the drawing show, the answer to that is yes. And I've been, Sailor Earth ever since then. And yes, a lot of folks were welcoming me as Sailor Earth. And you're like, oh, right, so what are your mights? Well, my might and strength come from all of the weather and catastrophes of Earth. Even though I most likely only hit one of my strikes. Well, I got many, but one of them I like to hit is known as Earth Around Strike. Even though I have many other strikes, which are all offshooted from weather, all offshooted from catastrophes, all Earth, steaded or whatever you want to call it. Oh, my necky. So, yeah, that was how I became Sailor Earth. Ernest, and someone will most likely watch this and say, oh, well, you were offshooting from Sailor V, Sailor Venus, Sailor Hellas World. Well, yes and no. Neebe not being well known, the last sailor fighter to ever show up, at least for the inners, I would say. And yeah, that Sailor E thing was something that I did come up with All right. And I didn't even, and here's the truth, I didn't know that Mina was going around being Sailor E or Sailor V before she became Sailor Venus, Sailor Hellas World, so it wasn't like I was offshooting from her without knowing that. All right, give this film a like, share it, playlist it, and I'll see you later.